Turn on, tune in, drop out. For this crowd of hip young Americans, these 6 words are shorthand for an electrifying experience most of them know well, an experience called the trip. The trip is a drug-induced mental explosion that has changed their whole way of looking at the world. But for many other Americans, the 6 words stand for something else: controversy, crime and terror. Turning on, tuning in and dropping out is what happens to you when you take a dose of the strange new drug called LSD.
144 Piccadilly. They attempted to defy law and order. They thought they could snub the conventions of decent society when they seized a 60-room mansion and transformed it into hippie house. For a week, several hundred dropouts took up residence. They decided to stay put and meet violence with violence despite an eviction order. Fortunately, violence was kept to a minimum when they were cleared out. Dr. John, their self-styled leader, went quietly, followed by others also in a peaceable frame of mind. The public has sympathy for the genuine homeless, but not for the scroungers and hellraisers who infiltrated number 144, overshadowing the cause of the real homeless and doing them a disservice. The police did an excellent job in clearing the premises. There were 73 arrests, but the hippies weren't finished yet. They found another place to dump themselves, a converted office block newly decorated. They were there for a day and night before being quietly moved out by the police. They left behind a trail of smashed windows, wall daubings, torn carpets and destruction. The damage caused was estimated at about £2,000. There can be few people who feel even the slightest sympathy for the spongers who call themselves hippies and who, by their shameless actions, disparage the plight of decent people who cannot find hope.
Hippies sitting on the street in their bare feet, and women couldn't walk around them. As far as I'm concerned, they should have been charged there and taken and incarcerated, because not only do they have rights, but I think the decent people of Vancouver have rights too. This is a group of society, and it's not a racial group. This is as of their own choice, who chose to drop out of society onto society. They want to contribute absolutely nothing to the welfare of the community, and yet they look to us for all the services. They expect hospital care when they take bad trips. They expect police protection when they get into trouble, and yet when the police are around, they shout fuzz. They expect the public libraries, the parks. They don't want to pay taxes. They want to take everything and give nothing. They are parasites on the community. We've got a scum community that have organized, have decided to grow long hair, have decided to pretend to be hippies. They want to take everything, give nothing. Half them are American draft dodgers who won't even fight for their own country, who are up here for protection. If they were in their homeland, they'd be in jail. Now, if we were in trouble, if they wouldn't fight for their mother country, what do you think they'd do for their adopted country? Nothing, which is exactly what they're doing now, nothing.
Our guest is Jerry Rubin, who has done a book called Do It. Mr. Rubin, tell me what you talk about in the book.
Revolution, overthrowing the government, free sex, free dope, free TV.
Do you believe in those things?
I not only believe in it, do it. That's the title, do it. Want a revolution, everything can be free, so that we can free Bobby Seale. Free from racism, free from pigs. We got to eliminate all the pigs.
By pigs, you're referring to human beings or animals?
I'm referring to policemen.
Well, I've got a shock for you.
You don't like that.
I'm very friendly with police.
Oh, you are you? Well, I got a shock for you. I'm very friendly with the Black Panther Party.
Out. Stop the interview.
Within their communal pads, hippies form a curiously incoherent, flavourless group, as though LSD had removed positive qualities and left only a self-pitying acid mumble and a conviction the police don't love them.
That's the one that got beat up.
The police are the only people hippies find it hard, if not impossible, to love. They suffer a persecution complex about the fuzz, those aggressive patrols from a straight world which, hippies are convinced, is jealous of their grubby utopia. Their community spirit, strong when raising funds to attack the cops, is perhaps better seen in a group which scrounges food and money to feed free those who arrive in Panhandle Park with a bowl and an appetite. The Diggers, adopting the name of a Christian society of Cromwellian England, are the conscience of the hippies, who find dirt and disorder appealing and only work when they must.
Well, there are the hippies. They make you uncomfortable because there is obviously something wrong with the world they never made if it leads them to these grotesqueries. But granting the faults of society, you can say three things about them. They, at their best, are trying for a kind of group sainthood, and saints running in groups are likely to be ludicrous. They depend on hallucination for their philosophy. This is not a new idea, and it has never worked. And finally, they offer a spurious attraction to the young, a corruption of the idea of innocence. Nothing in the world is as appealing as real innocence, but it is, by definition, a quality of childhood. People who can grow beards and make love are supposed to move from innocence to wisdom.